Well, and welcome everyone. This is Botany and Board. I am Bailey. Cameraman Wyatt is behind you, offering the lovely videography for today, because we're going to do a full-blown collection tour, friends, of the games and the plants. So we'll be taking you both in the game room, and then, might come as a surprise, but I have more games and more plants, more places. So we will be also leaving the studio, but this is where we'll start, because this is where the bulk of my games are. So, without further ado, we shall begin. At the top shelf, dun dun dun. Up here, so I kind of coordinate my games more by color rather than by what they are. So it's not like I have like worker placement up here, party games over here, but so it's more so a little bit of a smorgasbord. But for the most part, if you want to look up what this stuff is about, I'm kind of just going to maybe say like a couple things about it that comes to my mind, because I don't want this to be like a 3-hour long video. So we shall begin. Last Runes of Arnak, great game. It's one of our best at 2. Lords of Waterdeep, we still love this. Worker placement. Telestrations After Dark. We've had a lot of plays of this, but I will say nowadays we don't really get to that one very often. Codenames Deep Undercover. This is like my most favorite party game. Codenames Duet we got because the Brothers Murph like it so much, and they apparently are good at it together. Wyatt and I are not. The Chameleon, I am god-awful at this game. You're supposed to, everybody's sitting around, it's a party game, and you're supposed to blend in where everybody knows the word except for one person, so you have to give like a clue, and let's just say I was really, really bad at it. Concept, I really like this one. Wyatt, not so much. This is a party game where you're kind of doing almost like charades, but you're not doing charades. You're just selecting your little meeple around to tell you what the game is. But it is lots of fun for groups and very easy to teach. We've got The Betrayal, A House on the Hill. I also have Widow's Walk, the expansion. So this gives you the attic and then like 50 new haunts or something like that. Also, this is my favorite cover. Like, how cool is she? She's pretty cool, if I do say so myself. We have Monsters on Board, which this one I didn't get on Kickstarter. Ooh, it's dusty. Wow. I didn't get it on Kickstarter, but I late pledged it from their website, and I got that. But by the time I got it, it was past Halloween, so I'm interested to get it out for this spooky season. Pandemic Legacy, we actually played the first game, and then we didn't get back to it because we started the channel and then we realized that it took a lot of time, so we haven't had time to play this. Betrayal Legacy, we have played the entire thing, but even after you play the scenarios, you can just still keep your board with how you have it. And then next up, I'm going to move this chair. Next up, we have the Stranger Things, which if you haven't watched our Stranger Things playthroughs, please go do so, because we tried to put in a little extra pizzazz and do some skits, and they didn't get very good views, so go give some love. Next up, I have The Hunger as well. I like this side better than this side, but I also want to get this one out. This is a great like spooky season game as well. Great Western Trail. We have still not played this yet. Wyatt is supposed to teach us how to play it. Chronicles of Crime 2400. So this Chronicles of Crime, I must have moved to a different area. I thought it was sitting by it, but it's not. So this is the sequel. So this is from the Millennial series. So there's 3 different, not decades, eras, I guess you'd say. So 2400, and this is Tom Vassel's favorite of the set. Over here I have like my play mats, some little Geek Up bits and stuff. So you can get these from Board Game Geek to hold your cards and whatnot. They did a new logo, so this has the old Board Game Geek guy. So I got like each of these for like $1.50. You couldn't pick the color you wanted, so I did end up with green and then pink. And you guys might not know this, but I hate pink. Absolutely hate pink. But that's okay. All right, shelf 2. Am I going in a fast enough pace? Speedy. Okay, we have The Search for Planet X, which I've been wanting to play this again. I played it a ton. Absolutely love that one. If you guys like deduction, you should play it. It plays wonderfully solo. I like to play it multiplayer as well, but it plays so good solo, and the app is very hard to beat. We have Kitchen Rush, which is also a real-time game that is a lot of fun. Tiny Towns. So this one plays 1 to 6. So this is one of those games that can kind of get more people involved, and it is pretty simple. However, I will say one of our friends, like, she totally hated it. Like, she was not not jiving with the little spatial awareness going on. It's a Wonderful World. This is also another one of my most played solo games of all time. Absolutely love it. I have, you'll see later in the other section, the expansion. Camel Up. So this one plays 3 to 8. So this is another like easy, lightweight party game, bringing out that kind of night. We have Lords of Vegas. And this is one of our first games we got kind of when we were getting into the hobby, and it's just a ton of fun. It just plays 2 to 4, but it plays really well at 2, honestly. Like, Wyatt and I like to play it at 2. We have Wingspan, the classic Wingspan. Everybody knows about Wingspan. Horrified American Monsters. I have that one on the channel. Athenium. We used to have on this on the channel, but then I think this might be one of the only videos we've like taken down because we thought the quality was just really bad. We have Small World, the Power Pack, and base Small World over here. We used to play this a lot whenever we had one of our guy friends that would come over like several times during the week, but it takes a certain game group, I would say, to play it, because whenever you're mixing all the factions, it's a little bit like Gateway Plus, I would say. So not just every person wants to play it. We have Atlantis Rising. So pretty. The production is amazing. It also plays really well solo. Quacks. Love me some Quacks because it has witches, you guys. Who doesn't want witches? Push Your Luck game. Absolutely fantastic time. And then next to it, we have my favorite game of all time, 5 Tribes. It's amazing. Go watch our playthrough if you haven't. Everyone needs to play this game. If you think you don't, you do. Small World, Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. We just played this a couple years ago at our Halloween party. Letters from Whitechapel, hidden movement game. We haven't got this one to the table probably since 2021 or so. Forbidden Sky and the Forbidden Desert series. This one, though, I rate I think a 6 or a 7 versus the other one I have a 10. So I'm really excited to get Forbidden Jungle. The Loop. I really like The Loop. It's a co-op game, so you can play it solo. It's lightweight enough, again, to play with other people. However, I would say that I prefer maybe to have other people in this one. And then we have Tranquility. Wonderful little game in a small box. We have a playthrough on that, both solo and, or not, I didn't do the solo one yet, but we have both competitive and cooperative with one of the expansions. I can't remember which one we did. Our first plant, we have the Philodendron Heartleaf Green. And if you guys are a beginner and want to get a plant, this is a great one. It's just so rewarding whenever it just keeps growing and growing. And you can just chop off whatever you want of these. Just chop off each one at the node, put it in water, and then you can propagate more to make yourself like a fuller plant. So that's actually what I have going on back here, is like this was a little propagation. So you can see they're like a little bit smaller than some of the more mature leaves. Down to our third shelf. Move that out of the way. We have a Snake Plant Honey. This is another one that is very beginner friendly as well. And anything in the Sansevieria, which is the snake plant, is super easy to take care of. While Wyatt has moved over, we'll go ahead and check out Skelly, which is not a plant or a board game, but it doesn't matter. He needs to be picked up. He is cool. He can move all of his limbs, even his head. So he can like stare at you, point at you. Actually, Wyatt was gone one day, and I had him sitting here and I was like, "Did you see him when you walked in there?" He didn't notice. I don't know how. We have Final Girl Set 2, Series 2 of Final Girl. The Series 1 is over there. We have My Parlor Palm. So this is actually Wyatt's grandmother, because we got this at her funeral. We have one more plant over here, actually, randomly. So this is Philodendron Micans. So it's also in the same family as the Philodendron Heartleaf, but this one is velvet and red, and I think it's so pretty. We have our game that I've told you guys is our ghetto, where our facial cam sits on top. Carcassonne. Okay, so we'll spin it back around to this third shelf, please, cameraman. Thank you. This is so nice to have like a... I should take you out on walks or something. Okay. Next we have Viticulture World, which I have not got to play yet, but I am very excited. I keep getting out the rule book and then I just don't do it. So it plays 1 to 6. So if you guys have played it solo, let me know if it's better solo or at 2. I'm thinking just since it's a little bit heavier weight that... He's leaving the vicinity. Slowly making his exit. Say goodbye. Anyways, Viticulture World. I assume I might like it better if Wyatt would play with me instead of just solo, just because it's probably a little bit heavier weight if you have to run it two-handed. We have Nova Luna. I have this one on the channel. Very simple little puzzly game, plays well solo. Castle Panic. This is also one of my most played solo games of all time. So good. The Big Book of Madness. I won this for Man vs. Meeple. And when I won, David sang my name.
Big
and I think I recorded
David,
that, so I'll have to see if I can find that.
I know.
I'll put it back
Ryan's
up and
cracking
tag
me up. I was
David
sing,
from Man vs. Meeple.
Bailey Robinson.
Yes, so very good. I actually just played this last Saturday. And so it's very good for Halloween. It says 2 to 5, but again, I just run it two-handed. I do like it if Wyatt plays with me. Guardian's Call. So this one plays 2 to 5. We've honestly only played this once. Have we only played this once? So I really need to get it back out again, but it has some like bluffing going on, so I think it would be better with more than just Wyatt and I, for sure. We have Chronicles of Crime Noir, which is the first expansion other than Redwood. So it's not the expansion from the Millennial series, but it is the first expansion. This one allows you to like get a little rough, break into cars, assault people, that kind of thing. All good things. Regular Chronicles of Crime, Base Horrified, one of my most played solo games of all time. Endangered Orphans, House of Wrath. I also won this one on Man vs. Meeple. You guys need to watch Man vs. Meeple and comment on their things because they have giveaways. So yes, I won this one as well. And we did a recording of this actually on the channel with some very interesting editing. We did like a weird thing where we're like, it's like floating in the sky instead of, or like in the space between our heads. Escape the Dark Castle. This one is good solo as well. Disney's The Haunted Mansion. So this one is very simple to play. We usually get it out for Halloween. Disney's Villainous. I actually, don't hate me, but I'm not that big of a Villainous fan, so I only have the one box. Radlands, one of my absolute favorite games. I rate this thing a 10. Plays so good. I mean, it's a 2-player game. Detective, City of Angels. So this is the Smoke and Mirrors, which I am actually to this box now because I've played through the whole base box. And so now I'm at Smoke and Mirrors. And then I also have Bullets Over Hollywood here. And this is by Brand Reiner. So Evan made these. And Pandemic, another one of my most played solo games of all time. Amazing. Istanbul. This is a nice, like, light. It's older, but I feel like it still, like, hangs in there. Like, it's a fun little, like, light enough, but enough to think about. I would say it's good. You can teach it to a lot of people. Root. I love Root, but I play it on the app now, not the game. Because I usually also play it solo. Wyatt's only played it maybe, like, 3 or 4 times with me. SOS Titanic, absolutely love this one to play solo, so good. You can play it with multiple people, but I have not done that yet. Awkward Guess, I just played this the other day, it's just not edited for you all. Another one of my most played of all games of all time, solo. And then I also have Kill Dr. Lucky, the 27th and a 3/4 edition or something like bizarre. Yeah, deluxe 24th and 3/4 anniversary edition, whatever that means, you know. But we need to get this one out. It requires more people. It is not a 2-player game, so this is, it says 2 to 8, but I would say it sings probably more towards the 6 to 8 than the 2. Okay, so you ready to take it to the floor? You can't see my face. What if I sit? Better? Yeah. Can you see my face? Okay, so first up we have Friday. Friday I have on the channel already. Plays really well solo. We have Claim, another 2-player game that I got based on the Brothers Murph really liking it. The game Face to Face and the game Quick and Easy. These are so good. Like, you can, honestly, like, they're so cheap, and I really, really love them. So, and then Ohanami, another really, really good one. I found that Pandasaurus really kills it in this little small box game. I've even played this one with my dad. It's so easy to teach to people. Arkham Noir. Speaking of, I actually played this in the hospital while I was waiting on my dad's surgery. I lost, so I haven't got it quite back out yet. We have Sushi Go. This one has seen a lot of plays. We play this usually kind of at like the end of the night on our game nights with people. The Fox in the Forest. I'm just okay on this one. Amy and Maggie from Thinker Themer. I can't remember if they like this one or the dual one better, but they really like it, but it's not my favorite. Skulls of Sedlick. This is my only button shy game that I have, and it is fantastic. Medium. This is another like just fun party game. We never really play it with the actual rules. We just kind of have a good time with it. Arboretum. This one, so pretty, so pretty, but very thinky. Botnik. I absolutely love Botnik. So extra shout out. Pull that one out. More people should get it. If you think you're interested, go get it. I have the memory game from Parks Memories. We don't play it very often either. I have a couple of exit games. So we have the Secret Lab and the Sinister Mansion. I've actually already played both of them, but I don't know. I'm just weird and I just keep the boxes anyway. I could pass it on. No, you can't pass it on because you have to cut up things. So never mind. Jaipur. Love Jaipur. And we've played a ton of Jaipur. The Crew, Cluster Planet 9. I love The Crew as well. It plays so good as a duo. In fact, we should get that out and play it back through because I think we might have been on mission like 35 of 50 or something, so we need to keep going. Next up, Splendor Duel. We love Splendor, and we love Splendor Duel. We have a playthrough on our channel. Truffle Shuffle. I think this game is so cute and it's quick, but I will say it kind of, I don't know, it lacks something to keep me coming back to it. Maybe it's also because Wyatt didn't really love it, so that could also be it. The Sherlock Files, the Elementary series. You guys are going to laugh, but I also won this one for Man vs. Meeple. I watched a lot of their content.
Didn't we also win a bunch of games that we've already given away?
No.
Didn't you win a whole, 6 games and we took it in?
Oh, I know I bought those.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, from Tantrum House. They had one time where I went to Tantrum House Digital, which shout out to that too, because then I get to be on the screen. They even used me as a clue in Codenames. So, but no, I bought like a big, it was like 10 games or something because I really wanted Cubitos, but then there was a bunch of stuff in it that I didn't want. So I ended up like selling those. Okay, so next up is Cartographers. This is probably one of the, other than Welcome to, one of the only roll and writes I really like. And then I do have Rolling Realms over here as well by Jamie Stegmaier. Just haven't played it enough. Welcome to, I absolutely love Welcome to. I have all the map packs. We have Curious Cargo and love Curious Cargo. If you like tile placement and kind of like a little puzzly of... Are you okay? The camera's gonna fall down. Curious Cargo is so good. We should do maybe like a thing for the channel on this one because I love it. And we also have Great Plains. So Z Garcia also rated this one a 9. It is very simple. It's like quick setup, super fast gameplay, high variability. It was cute and good. We haven't got it back out though since like our initial like 5 plays or so. Next up I have Patchwork Christmas, and I love Patchwork, so good. Lost Cities, we played a lot of Lost Cities. We played it wrong apparently, we had no idea. Is that the one? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we played it wrong. We've been playing it wrong all these years.
It was still fun.
It was still fun, yeah. 10. This game, I really like this game because this one is really good to bring like to Christmas and whatnot. I brought it with and played it with my brother and his wife and Wyatt and we had a really good time. Next up, I have, since you guys can't see, I'll try to pull them out. These are all from Emperor S4, which are kind of known for like quick games that are strategic but light in the rules. And that's honestly what Wyatt and I's like tastes are like what can be played quickly that gives me enough strategic depth while also being pretty rules light. So that is what they say these are. Hanamakoji and the Jixia Academy is actually the same game, just a different theming on it. The other three we haven't played a ton, to be honest. But not that they were bad. We just, for some reason, don't pick to get them out. Hold please while I move the chair. Okay. I have box bands from the Dice Tower. Everything's very precarious to get it in the exact situation. Okay, the last four on the shelf. Sorry. The last four on the shelf, we have Coup, Roll for It, which if you watched our 2022 game and review, Wyatt was like, I'm not! Because I totally messed up where this is the only game, we'll like sometimes play it so many times in one night that I only record one play on Board Game Geek, not, several. So he was trying to guess, like, what our most played game was, and so he tried to put Roll for It, and then it wasn't, but it was because I lied to him about how I record my plays. Anyways, we also have Love Letter, and then Tiny Epic Quest. I've only played this one solo, and I don't know, it just doesn't, for some reason, keep me coming back, but maybe I should get it out again. My box bands go here.
Can you believe that your monster takes up the D on botany and board?
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it's botany in a board.
Well, I'll have
push
to.
it against the line.
We
gotta move it in.
We can do a plant. Well, yeah, I guess I can just keep it moved over for while I. This is my Monstera, you guys, and I propagated this one and made her all on my own. So she's mine. Okay, so back to the bottom. I'll use the girls' mats this time. Memory foam, quite nice. Okay, we have Forbidden Desert, my most played solo game of all time. I just did a recording up on the channel, so go check that out. We have Super Skill Pinball 4K. Ruthless. I really love Ruthless. I feel like people don't talk about it, but I love it. Architects of the West Kingdom, great game. Funfair, this one's also really fun. Coatl. I would say, so in this whole section, I feel like you could teach to anybody. Coatl and both the Azules. Azul Summer Pavilion is my favorite Azul. And then we have the little bit bigger boxes from Emperor S4. So this is the series of The Realm of Sand, Trial of the Temples, Mystery of the Temples, or like a 3-part series, so they're all kind of similar in the gameplay. And then Sorcerer and Stones, Honey Buzz, love Honey Buzz, it's so cute. Back to the Future, Back in Time. This one is good, a little bit easy, I would say. I felt like I won like way too easily. I wanted to lose sometimes, but if you listen to me, usually on my cooperative games, I like to lose the first couple of times, then I can like have something to keep me coming back. And then we have Splendor, which has a box band on it. See that in action because of whenever, for some reason, always like falls apart, even though it has a nice insert in there. Cryptid, this is a great game, absolutely great game. If you like deduction, again, which I do, I would recommend that. We have Coffee Roaster. This one is a solo only game. I like it. I don't love it, but I like it. Viticulture and Tuscany. So we have the essential editions of both. I absolutely love Viticulture. As you guys probably know, because I drink wine on the channel. Terraforming Mars, Ares Expedition. I really like this game as well. I even did how to play it solo. And I don't do very many how to plays. Then we have Dice Throne. Love Dice Throne if you just want to kind of like chuck some dice, have a good time. But there is enough like little strategic decisions with like which dice you want to keep and whatnot. I really like it. And the Bloody End, which I will be getting out 100% during the spooky season time. And I also have a how to play on Bloody End and a playthrough. So, okay, to the next off the floor. We have A Feast for Odin, which is just okay for me. I didn't love it. I thought it was a little much, took a little bit long for what I wanted to play. Ex Libris, I love this one. Why it doesn't. Paint the Roses, I absolutely love this one. Why it doesn't. The Isle of Cats, we both love this one. Sorcerer City, one of my top games. Was this number 4 maybe or 5? I don't know. Spoiler, we'll have to be redoing our... he's saying 3, but I felt like Mansions of Madness was 3. Catan was 3, Mansions of Madness was 2, and Five Tribes was 1. Yeah, and I think this was maybe 4. So anyway, Sorcerer City, absolutely love it. It's like on my one I want to do a playthrough of, because I always find myself, I want to do playthroughs on ones that people aren't like, I feel like no one's talking about them. Like, it's so good. Like, if I love it enough, like, you've got to see it. You've got to go get it. And we have Season 1 of Final Girl, Hans. It's my all-time favorite. I also want to do like a, because I've played them all at this point. So I really want to do like a ranking, and maybe like a ranking of like the final girls themselves and their abilities. Thought that would be kind of fun. Wonderland's War, absolutely love this game. We need to get it out again. It does take a little bit, I think, to set up and whatnot, but it's so pretty. It takes up a lot on the table. We played it at 2 and it plays really well, and also at 4. I liked it better at 4. Just the battles are a little more interesting that way. We have Cthulhu, Death May Die, and then we have Cthulhu, Death May Die Season 2, which is still in strength because I haven't quite made it through Season 1 yet. They actually had a Kickstarter for Season 3 coming out, and I was like almost to get it, but then I went down here and I was like, this one's still in shrink, and this one's not all the way played yet, so I waited. Look at that responsibility, you guys. We have Bloodborne, the board game. This one's really fun. I like this one a lot. What did you like better? Cthulhu, Death May Die, or Bloodborne?
Can I choose neither?
This is the problem, you guys. I would have this played by now if it wasn't for him. No.
I'll tell you, the video game is really hard.
Oh, the video game is so hard.
We didn't make it past like the first intro. Did we play like 10 minutes of the game and then just kept playing the same 10 minutes because we died every time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
we're really bad.
We need go back to that. Though.
Yeah. Do they have a setting like on?
I hope so. We're gonna have to do rookie.
Yeah, rookie.
Or like
you want a story? Yeah. Usually they're like, do you want a story? Do you want a challenge? I'd be like, I thought I wanted a challenge, but I guess everyone's challenge is too high.
I think we were having trouble on the easy levels though.
I know. Maybe we just haven't figured out something. I was talking to a guy at work about it, actually, because he's played it, and he says that you need to use dodge a lot, which actually, in the board game, you use dodge a lot.
I don't like to dodge as much as whack people.
Yeah, there's a fly.
I know. It's the last
Wish it would die.
The last one.
Okay, Crystal Palace, so good. This is like it's probably one of the heaviest games I have, but I don't think it seems that heavy, but according to the BGG ratings, but I love it. It's like, I don't know, puzzling the perfect way to do things and balancing your economy. So good. Alhambra, we love Alhambra. This was one of so Splendor and Alhambra were like the first couple of videos we did on the channel, so if you watch them, they're probably kind of funny at this point. Gloomhaven, why are you laughing at me?
The head nod.
Oh, I thought you were laughing at me. Okay, we're back. Sorry. We got to the end of the shelf and Wyatt said the camera was telling him that it was out of storage, but it wasn't. So here we are again. So Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion. We have played through the entire campaign. I backed the Dice Tower on Kickstarter, and they have a version of Jaws of the Lion that you can print out their scenario. So I did that. We just haven't played that one yet. Next up, Cubitos. I love this game, racing game, very fun, with like kind of like dice management. It reminds you of Quacks in a little bit, but like racing on the theme. The Initiative, I love this one. So we have also played through the whole campaign of that, and then I've actually started to play through. I played through the whole campaign of the Word expansion. So like after you wrap up the campaign, there's like 8 sets like for Word missions, something else missions, and then like a third set. So there's like 24 extra scenarios or something. So I have like 16 scenarios left, I think. Brass Birmingham, heavier game, Bullet Heart. I just got this one, and actually I went to play it, but then I stopped playing it because then I realized that I really want those chunky bits, and they're sold out on their website. So I was like, I'll wait and pull it out once I can get those. Because I was going to put them in coin capsules, but then I didn't quite have enough coin capsules in order to do the whole thing. So then I was just like, yeah. Santa Monica, absolutely love this one. Cute and light. Picture Perfect. This one's also fun. We need to get it out again, though. I feel like I haven't gotten it out very much. Ishtar, love Ishtar. She's so pretty. Nobody talks about her, but I love Ishtar. Mysterium and Mysterium, The Secrets and Lies expansion. So we have played a ton of Mysterium. Great game. It's been around for a long time. Uses kind of like the Dixit style cards to help you solve a mystery of a ghost. The Royals, this one I got on sale, and this one's actually a really good game. If you like, it has a little, like, Ticket to Ride plus a little bit of area control. So very good. So if you see it go on sale, which it does quite often, you should pick it up. Seven Wonders, of course. Tammany Hall. This one is really strategic and really kind of cutthroat, which it's really fun to play it that way. Ghost Stories, if you want to get your butt kicked, then play this game. The Magnificent, I absolutely love this one. It's dice, they're up here. It comes with the green, the standard like Halloween witch colors of like green, orange, and purple. Love it. Circus themed. Really good. And this came out the same time as Crystal Palace. I got them around the same time and love them both. Red Rising, the Collector's Edition. Really good game. Plays the best of 2 in our opinion. We have a playthrough on the channel. We have Destinies. We have played through this whole thing. So I guess really I could give away my copy or something. But currently it's in here because I do also love the dice. I think I have them upstairs maybe. We have Dead of Winter, The Long Night. We haven't played this one as much anymore, but it's one of our early games that we got. It does take a little long, I would say, is the only thing. Like, I wish it wrapped up a little bit quicker. I think we could play with more people that way. Ticket to Ride. These are all like the classics. Catan, Ticket to Ride, Sagrada, etc. So up top, our last part of the shelves that are in here, we have Mansions of Madness, which is my number 2, I believe, game of all time. At least it was as of last year's ratings. The Arkham Horror, the card game. So I have already played the Circle Undone, but I also have the Dream Eaters expansion before they started doing this lovely new system where they have the boxes, which I'll show you upstairs. I have some of those. We have the Mansions of Madness, the Streets of Arkham. This is a great expansion. I think there's 4 scenarios in that. We've played through everything Mansions of Madness, so we have Beyond the Threshold, Sanctum of Twilight, so we're already done with both of those. And so I've been like kind of just holding off on opening these because I'm like, I don't want to be done because this is all the content they're doing for them. There is a couple like DLCs, like downloadable content or something. You can buy it, whatever it means, that are available. But we just are down to Horrific Journeys and then the Path of the Serpent, I think it's called. Yeah, I think that's what that one is. We have some Iron Clays from Roxley, Viticulture, Metal Coins, extra dice for Mansions Madness, of course. We have Elder Tour and Elder Tour, the Forsaken Lore expansion, and then also the Arkham Horror, the card game, which I'll show you where the rest of my Arkham Horror is next. But first, we have to finish the plants. They're in this room. So we have the Bird of Paradise right here for you. We also have an Alocasia, and this one is called Longjaboa or something, but I call it Long Boy because it kind of looks like that. And then we have another snake plant. This one has been just a really slow grower, which a lot of snake plants are, but this one I would say is uncharacteristically slow.
About it.
So on we go. The cauldron at the ready, which is not a game or a plant, but it's cool. So, you know. Anyways, on we go. Come on over, come on over, why? Okay, so first up we have an Alocasia White Fusion. This one is partially reverted on me, unfortunately, but this one is still, this little set of stem is still doing well and beautiful with that green and white. So here is where I have my Arkham Horror, the card game box. I'll just open up this puppy for you. Oops. Okay, so in here has all of the little investigators, and I actually sleeve this. This is the only thing I sleeve. So yeah, I've only played the one expansion. I need to get back to it, which is the problem. I have so many other games that it's hard to just dedicate into one. And I play it solo, so I think if I had like a game group or somebody who wanted to play it with me, I definitely could get like maybe in a routine of, you know, like a couple times a month or something. But currently it's just kind of sitting on the back burner, but still do love Arkham Horror, the card game. Because I love Mansions of Madness so much and Eldritch Horror that I kind of just feel like I will always just kind of be partial to those kind of games. Next up, we have our games that look like books in their cases, which I think is super cute and adorable. These are also this set of 4 here are really good to bring out for Halloween time as well. So we have Tortuga, Bristol, Deadwood, and Salem. A lot of them play 2 to like 4 or 5, I think. Salem can play quite a bit of people. So I played it also at our Halloween party a couple years ago.
Tell them sorry for the lighting, like because of the thing, it just keeps going like black and white.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Might be dark.
This is consistent.
Yeah. Wyatt told me to tell you sorry about the lighting if you didn't hear that. Next up, we have our Philodendron Prince of Orange. So this is like a color changing plant. It comes out and they'll be like this one's been out for a little bit, but it'll be really bright orange, and then it kind of really bright pink actually at first, and then it fades to orange, and then eventually goes to green. And coming on down, I have some books, which is irrelevant, but if anybody wants a good thriller, you should read Our Kind of Cruelty. So good. It has a very good ending. And so this will actually show you, so this is the Philodendron Imperial Red, and this one is actually showing you, so it went from orange, red to orange, and so it's kind of like on its way to green, but it comes out like really, really red at first. These are in the same family, Philodendron family. And then we have over here our Syngonium, which is very easy to take care of, and that is a white butterfly. We have Mommy's Little Monster, which is a joke because it's huge. This is my Monstera, so this is where I propagated and made that other one that is in the game room that you guys get to see all the time, but this is my main big mother plant. She likes to grow towards the light all the time, so I have to put her in this corner between these 2 windows, unless I want to put like a little grow light on her because she'll move to face the light. We have our Begonia, Don Miller. He's like a little sparse currently, but he's got some new stuff coming in, so he'll get there. And then we have our Silver Satin Pothos. This one is always just so pretty when the new leaves come out. Really amazing. We have my Ficus tenenki, which is currently this one. So my Monstera is actually my favorite plant because it's just very easy, no care, and it's big, and it's really exciting when new leaves come out. But this is probably maybe my second favorite plant right now because if you look at these leaves, they're just so pretty. Like, look at this variegation. Could you picture anything prettier? I don't know. Loon, which, by the way, everyone, tomorrow is her birthday, so she's going to be 9 years old, aren't you, Loon? 9 young years. She needs a haircut as well, but she's 9 years young, and hopefully she will last another 20 more because I love her so much. We have the Syngonium White Albo. It also has very pretty variegation. We have a Aglaonema. This is my only Aglaonema I own. They are good at, sorry, my necklace is hitting. They're good at low light. It'll literally survive in pretty much any kind of light. So very low fuss, but is kind of a slow grower. We have more games. So It's a Wonderful World expansion. So I haven't kicked this off. I don't know if any of you guys have played it yet, but I would be interested to know. It's on my like high list of priorities, and I keep setting it out to play it, and then I don't get it out. Furnace, this one is really good. We need to play it again. I can tell already it's like so similar to Splendor and engine building that we both like engine building a lot, and so I think we'll really like it. Votes for Women, they so kindly sent us this game, and so we would need to do some coverage for it. Old books, more books. This is another propagation that I made from the philodendron green, or Hartley philodendron, whichever one you want to call it. And then up top, we've got Mind Management, Hidden Movement game. We need to still play this one. I'm embarrassed to say we have not got it out to play yet. And then we have a Snake Plant, Laura Lenti is what that one is. And that one's very easy care. So another good beginner-friendly plant. Okay, shall we keep going? This is Lily. Everyone taking naps, unfluffing my pillows. She's like, I personally make the crease in the pillow just for you, Mom. Yeah, she's a cutie. She's like, you said that I look like a wolf when I was a child. I'm like, well, I didn't lie. Okay. Come along. We have next in this big corner our thermostat, but also Dracena. This got given to me by my aunt, so that was very nice of her to give to me. She got it from her like eye doctor's office or something, and then she's like, she didn't have enough space for it, and I was like, oh, well, I've always got space for plants. So next up, we then have the cabinet. In the cabinet, there's kind of a lot of stuff going on, so we'll just kind of start. We'll start top to bottom. Okay, so this is a Hoya pubicalyx, and it actually, so it has these tendrils. I need to give it a, I'm blanking, an arch thing, a trellis, that's what it is. I bought a little like circle trellis because it will actually, it likes to wrap and like hold on to things. I have another one upstairs that I will show you guys once we get up there. I have my philodendron White Knight. So he's very pretty. Like you can see, it gets this nice, pretty white, and then mixes of green variegation. It's currently like coming out with a little bit of pink, which I'm not really sure what all that's about, but I'll see maybe when it hardens off, it gets older. I have my Anthurium Clarinarium, which is also one of my all-time favorite plants. It's just so striking. It's definitely probably the most striking plant I feel like I own. We have my little hearts here. I have this thing, which I don't actually know what it's called 100% off the top of my head, but I'm sure I can insert it. I am propagating some of my Epipremnum pinnatum albo. The rest of it's upstairs. I have another peperomia. This is like a, I forget what this one's called as well, but peperomia. And then my alocasia mirror face. I really like this guy. I put him in pawn, if you guys had watched the Pawn Teleka video. And look, I have, these things are taken off. So I think it's liking it in there. Coming down, also speaking of putting him in pawn, look at all my corms that decided to turn into plants. Look at that. It could be like Oprah and be like, you get an alocasia. You get an alocasia. Next up we have, let's see. So this is a Tradescantia. And then, so these are Alocasia polys, both of these, Syngonium 3 kings. We have my Peperomia obtusifolia, and this is going to sound like I'm like speaking gibberish. Philodendron pink princess. Also, I'm really bad at pronunciation, so sometimes just once I think something sounds halfway decent, I just go with it. Philodendron Birkin back here, which mine is reverted. It's supposed to have these stripes, but there's a little faint thing, so I'm hoping the variegation will come back. And then my philodendron silver sword. It's kind of been on the struggle bus a little bit lately as far as branching out a little bit. So that is my cabinet. And next up on level of games, we have Dune Imperium. It's not all the way set up, but I have this here because I need a rematch from Wyatt. Over here, we have this is another variegation of a Sansevieria. I'm not entirely sure off the top of my head, but again, I'll insert the name of it. Wyatt got me this one from one of his coworkers. And then we have a Pothos White Queen. White marble Pothos, that's what it's called. And then a peperomia, it's like puta lota. I can spell it, but I can't really pronounce it. But it's very easy care on this one. And then coming over here, we have Parlor Palm, which we have, a big one in there, but this is my small one. We have the, this thing, again, it's really long. I'm just going to insert the name. I won't embarrass myself. We have my Polea glauca, which I repotted and got kind of cranky, and it dropped a ton of these everywhere, and I had to vacuum, which was always fun. We do, yes.
When it looked really good.
When it looked really good, yeah. Wyatt had the memory of it, at least. So we have over here, Silver Frost Peperomia, Peperomia Hope. This is another one that is becoming one of my, don't grab each other, one of my favorites. I think just like the little round leaves that come out, like just so cute. So I've been wanting to maybe get another one of these to make it a little bit fuller, because it seems it'll take a while, I think, to propagate a very full pot of that. We have my Begonia Pink Minx, which, unlike my Don Miller, is doing fantastic. We have my Trio Star Stromanthe, which has been on the channel before. Put out this nice big leaf. It actually had less pink on it, and I kind of was like, man, I almost wish that more of them looked like that, and just had the pink on the backs. My Peperomia here has been a little bit, on both of these are actually on the struggle bus, so no need to highlight them too much there, Wyatt. And we have, I don't know what went with them, but they both just kind of, so this one, for instance, you can tell how it's turning kind of like bright. If it's healthy, it's actually more in the dark green. So it must just be that I'm overwatering, underwatering, can't quite get the mix right. That's why it's doing that to me. I have my lipstick plant, which I love. And then in order to get the full grasp of this, I'm going to take it out for you all so you can see how long she is. This is my string of bananas. So it reminds me of Donkey Kong. Yeah, she's one of my favorites because she just keeps growing. It's been making me want to actually get a Hoya linearis, which is, so it like grows in similar kind of patterns. It gets nice and long. So, but yeah, it's surpassed the windowsill a little bit at this point. So I could chop the end of it and go ahead and propagate and put some more back in the top to fill it up even more. Once you're done, I'll go down to the... Okay, and then down here we have several different varieties of snake plants. This is a Zealanica, a Moonshine, and then more Laurelenti. I'm going to pot them all up together. I'm actually thinking about taking my other Laurelenti and putting it in a bigger pot and then just putting these with it. And then we have a big ZZ plant that I actually just got. I need to get it a bigger pot than this, but for now I was like, nah, that'll work. Okay, so now, we have another game and some more plants. I almost forgot. Sorry. We have Fit to Print set up here because I just got this and I've played it twice. So let me know if you want to see a video on the channel. I'd be happy to make it for you. So far, I'm really loving it solo. So quick to play. I think it takes me maybe like 15, 20 minutes. Well, because there's a timer for each of your rounds. It's very quick. And then we also have another Sansevieria over here, and you can see that the Sansevierias will live in pretty much like any light, so this one doesn't get very much light at all, and it's perfectly fine with that. And we have our last little 4 plants over here, and I can grab them for you. Oops. So this is my Epinoprimnum albo again, so this is another cutting from it. I don't remember what this guy's called either, but I can put it in the screen, just like a form of a cactus. I think when I bought it, it just says like assorted tropical. So I'm like, well, what does that mean? It's not helpful. This is actually another propagation of my Peperomia rosso. Also not doing great. I don't know. They were doing fine, and then all of a sudden they just weren't. And then propagation of my Philodendron micans. And so that is all the game and plants we have down here. So we will take it up to the last 2 rooms in the house. So, you coming, Lils? You coming on the tour? You coming, Luna? She's like, I don't know. I have my propagation station stand over here. I don't really have much going on in it right now, but I have some. Honestly, I've left them in for longer than I normally would, but that's okay. Life's been a little busy. Okay, and coming into my office, we have first here on the floor, other than the weights to pump some iron, we have Everdell, the complete collection, which is such a big box. I just set it on the floor. I don't want my shelves to fall down. And then coming up here, we have, so this is where Arkham Horror, the card game, has finally started selling things where you have the campaign box and investigators, where you don't have to have those little packs like I had downstairs. The dogs are barking. You can see these ones are in shrink, so a lot of these still need to be played. Anno 1800. This is the expansion for Seasons. I actually was sent this on accident, and I don't even own Seasons, so if anybody is in the lookout for this, let me know. One key, I bought this on sale at Miniature Market, and I thought it'd be a good gift for some of my friends' kids once they're a little bit older. Decorum, I absolutely love Decorum. We've played through a lot. I think 12 or 13 of the missions so far, and then we kind of took a little break. Bad Company, so I have this one recorded, and I need a solo playthrough of that. I really, really like it. Nice, quick, just fun little game. And Port Royal, the big box. I haven't played this one yet, but I keep getting out the rules and then putting them back, whatever that means. Arkham Horror Final Hour. I got this one because it was on sale, and you know that I like Eldritch Horror and Mansions of Madness and Arkham Horror, so it's just anything in the universe is like, I'll buy it. God of War, the card game. We've played God of War on PlayStation, so we got this one, but I haven't played the game yet. I've heard the game's not the best, but again, it was on sale for like $12, and I was like, nah, I'll try it. Monsters on Board expansion. So this is the Monster Mixer, so I need to try that out. Spires and Hildegard solo game. Isle of Cats, we have the boat pack, so we have different boat expansions, and then you can also play up to 5 to 6. And then we have Watergate, which you can see is in shrink. We have not played yet, but it has good reviews. I have a couple more copies of the game Quick and Easy to give as gifts to people. I have the expansion to the Baley, the Carnies, and then Detective City of Angels. So this is the base box. I have played through everything in the base box, but I do need to get the expansions. And then we have my Halloween decor, you guys. My spell book. I bought the spell book off Etsy, and then we have all my little jars that I actually made myself. And then over here we have a Philodendron Brazil. And I really like this one. The variegation on it is just really nice. And it's really easy to take care of as well. Coming around, we have a snake plant Zelanica again. And then we have another ZZ plant. So snake plants and ZZ plants are very easy care, along with Philodendron Brazil and any of the like vining, very easy to take care of. Has some more books. And then we have a snake plant Moonshine hanging out down here. And then coming over this way, we have a Schefflera. So my mom gave me this one actually because my dad's work got it for him whenever he got sick. So then she was like, hey, I think you would love this more than me. Like, probably so. And so I do love it, and it sits right behind me. And then I have my ficus council tree over here. I love this one. Although I randomly, like, it'll come in and it has a little bit of like crinkle in its leaves. I assume I'm like watering it in like a different pattern and it's just not loving that part or something, but I don't know. Then every once in a while one will come out that's just pristine with no crinkles, and I'm like, I don't know. We have some more propagations of the philodendron pink princess. I tried to do an experiment, so on my propagation, I put this one in pond to see if it liked it better than soil. I'll let you know. And then we have some more of the Trio Star Cermanthe. This is propagation of this, actually. So this is my tattoo, you guys, if you could tell. So this is a Hoya Crimson Princess. And it's the Crimson Princess because the variegation is on the inside. Crimson Queen has the white on the outside and then the green in the inside. And then we have Alocasia Polly, which is where all those corms came out of. And again, this I transferred into pond. A lot of my stuff I put in pond. I ended up setting up here. I have my Syngonium Winlandii, which this thing has some really pretty and striking blooms. I really like them. This is my Epipremnum pinnatum albo. Marble albo, maybe just albo. It's always a mouthful. So I basically cut everything. You'll see it in the other room, but I have this propagation, I have that other little thing, and a little bit more downstairs in the water that I was propagating. Next up, this is a Ficus triangularis, which is very cute. And then we also have my Alocasia Frydek over to the side, and it is one of my faves. Look at those green velvet leaves. Well, amazing. And the last two plants that we have in here to go over are so we have my money tree. Here's my money tree over here. And I only have 2 stalks now. They came braided, but 2 of mine didn't survive. And then I have my coffee plant, which I need to trim some old stuff. So that was it for the office. This is where I work. Right, so in the last place we have to go is the plant studio. So dun dun dun. Plants galore, as you can tell from the plant studio. People are probably like, sorry, how is that different than the rest of your house? Good question. Good question. It started that this was the place that had a lot of plants. So we have here, this is actually my great-grandpa, because this plant has got to be like 30 years old. My aunt gave me a cutting from her plant that she got at my great-grandfather's funeral, which I think I was like 4 or 5 or something when he passed away. So it's got to be like a 30-year-old plant. And so this is my new little, I ordered a ficus box. And so one of the ficuses they sent me, I didn't really realize that fiddle fig was a ficus, but now I do. Which is totally fine. I think I'll end up planting them both together eventually, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave them separate because the way they have their grow pattern. This is my grandpa, so at his funeral. This is a Dieffenbachia, so this is what I got from there. And then I have verdant, planted, and the whatnot cabinet. I really want this game to like hang in here, like needs 2 little brackets, but we haven't quite got around to doing that yet. Wyatt made these hexagons for me. We have a Burrow's tail over here. She's getting nice and long. And then we have my little farm of Gloriosums. So a Gloriosum is a crawler, so they grow, instead of getting taller, they just keep growing sideways. So I have several little farming pots of them. And then I have my Ficus ruby over here, and my Rapidophora tetrasperma. Oh, sorry, I'm going too fast for you.
Which one was the first one?
This one is Ficus ruby, and then the Rapidophora tetrasperma. And then this was my initial mother plant of my epipremnum that I've pretty much chopped all back because I decided that it lived better in pond. We have my rickrack cactus. And these three are all versions of euphorbia. So they are technically succulents, but they are very cactus-like, so they have spikes. This one is struggling a little bit. I don't know why it's not coming out with any new leaves and kind of hasn't started growing. This one is doing fantastic. It used to be the same height as the other two, and it's now this tall. And then my ghost one, it was struggling for a while, but it's been doing better. So you can see it's kind of coming out with its leaves now. And then we have another snake plant honey, which again, this is like the most easy care. And so like you'd think this thing is fake. It's very easy to take care of. And our last four plants is we have a ficus burgundy, a ficus ginseng, my big mother plant of my syngonium white butterfly, which I propagated and made that other one downstairs, and then the autograph tree. Oh, and then there's one more that's in the bedroom, and I'll just grab it so you don't have to come in there. And this is my bromelain. And that is the last, folks, of the games, of the plants, the collection tour. I hope you enjoyed so much. Let me know down below if you have any questions about the thing. I know I was going rapid fire on everything, but if you have any plant questions or board game questions, or hey, I heard you talk about this one, do you think I'd like this game? Da-da-da. I'm happy to answer any of those. So thank you so much for hanging out, and I'll see you guys next time.